No.
Guys, so look what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna delete everything. I'm gonna do it again, yeah, because a lot of you are a bit lost. Slower? Yeah. Then we're gonna be here until tomorrow. You wanna stay here until tomorrow? I wanna go home. Okay. So let's do this. Guys, so before you start doing the work, I ask you to try to understand what you're trying to do. That will make your life way easier if you know what you're trying to do. So what we did here last week, last week and a bit today, is we finished the roof framing plan, okay? So this pretty much is the third floor or the second floor of our, we call it second floor because we have a foundation plan, but the roof framing plan is actually the second floor that we're gonna see in our building. We have here a few references. So here, it's the architectural drawing. So if I'm looking from the south portion of my building, this is what I would see. I'm looking from the east, I'm looking from the north, I'm looking from the west, section B and section A. Now, structure-wise, if I look from the south, this is what I would see. And again, if I come here on the 3D, this is what we have from the top. You remember that you drew this? So this is what you drew, it's the plan view. Now we are talking about a section view or an elevation view, and this is how it looks like from the south. What I'm trying to create here is how it would look like from the north. Things that you have to pay attention to. All the columns here are the same if I look from the south. So it means that if I have my south ready, the columns can be used to represent the same thing. Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm gonna go back here and start this. The first thing that I need is the grid. I need to draw everything with a reference point. And if you see here, if I do a construction line on the ground floor, and I do a construction line on the penthouse, this is gonna be aligned with the ground floor and penthouse of this drawing. It's gonna be aligned with the ground floor and penthouse of this drawing. So it's all aligned. As well as it needs to be aligned with the architectural drawing. So what I do, I create a construction line with my architectural drawing here. So for example, this is the ground floor and that level there. Does that make sense? I have a reference here. Now, you also agreed with me that looking from the south, I would see F, E, D, C, D, A, X, A. If I go here, I see F, E, D, blah, 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 whatever. If I look from the north over here, it's going to be different. I'm going to start looking from X, A, AX. And how can I double check that? Pay attention here. If I come here, and I select this, okay? And I say Control C, Control Shift V, I copy it as a block here, and I rotate this. This is what I would see. I would see A, AX, B, C, D, okay? Does that make sense? So, when I'm copying this, I gotta make sure to mirror it. So look what I'm gonna do, guys. I'm gonna isolate, lay ISO from the previous class, and I'm gonna isolate the two sets of grids that I have. I have the floor elevation, and I have the grid itself, okay? I'm gonna copy this randomly here on the top. Now you agreed with me that from the south we see F, E, whatever, but from the north I'm gonna see the reverse of this. So what is the command that we can mirror this? Mirror. So I'm gonna mirror this. I can mirror from anywhere. Okay, I'm mirroring this, and I'm gonna say, do you want to erase this first object? Yes. If I say no, I'm gonna have two A's, two AX, two whatever. So I copy this, and I copy this right over here, and I move a little bit here. It doesn't really matter if this is here, if this is here, if this is here. So I'm placing here by F, okay? Now, what is that? Oh, I didn't isolate the layer. So I'm gonna lay an ISO, and I'm gonna lay ISO again, but I want this, and I want this. Okay, so I have the intersection. What is this intersection? It's ground floor and A. So when I'm copying this, I'm copying A, and I'm copying ground level. So I'm moving this here, and I'm placing this here. Does that make sense? Why? Now this is aligned with this one over here, and it's aligned with this one over here. So I can delete these lines, and I can say lay an ISO, and everything is back. Another thing that we talked about, it's about the ground. The ground in the south elevation looks like this, looks like this. East elevation looks like this, like this. North elevation, I can copy this ground and put it in there to represent the ground. Now I gotta make sure that I use a reference point. So if I take ground floor F intersection, when I'm pasting here, I need to go ground floor F. So the distance between the ground floor of the finished ground and to my original ground is gonna be the same. Does that make sense? Another thing that we talked about is the columns are the same. So whatever column I have here on my south elevation, I'm gonna have it here, okay? Because I'm looking them from the similar direction. Differently than if I copy the columns from the side here, they would be different. But if I'm copying from this end and this end, they are the same, they're just the opposite side. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna isolate the grid and the columns. I'm gonna copy this up here, and I want all these columns here to go there, but they need to be mirrored. So I'm gonna mirror this, like this, say yes. Why do I copy the grid? Because I need a reference point. If I just copy the columns, they're gonna be flying and I don't know where to put them. So as I have the grid, I can select a column, say copy from this reference point. I can place it here, so they're exactly in the same location, but just mirrored. Cool? Now that I've done this, I can start doing my beams. Now the first level over here, which is the penthouse, I'm gonna use the penthouse to determine what I need. I need a W for 10 by 39. Do you agree with me that it looks the same from both ends? W for 10 by 39, W for 10 by 39. I have the same column here, the same joists going everywhere. So what I can do is literally come here, select everything, copy, get a reference point such as the beginning of the column, and paste it in there. And you are happy to go. Okay? So you have the beam here, and you have the joist ready. Now for the second one, the roof level, we're gonna delete this. I'm gonna move this away here. And I'm gonna bring my roof level from here to here. So now I'm gonna align them based on my things that I have here. And I'm gonna say my A needs to go on my A location. So perpendicular, I'll go here. So now it's aligned. So on this level over here, this floor over here, I should see this beam and these joists. This beam and these joists. This beam and these joists. This beam, this joist, this beam, this joist. And it would look like something like this. Make sense? So each beam has a different length. How am I getting this length? You have two options. You either go on the document that I provided to you, this one over here, and you see the D and the T, or you simply come here. Let's get this beam as an example. This one 250 by 18, okay? I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna select the 250 by 18, this beam over here, and I'm gonna copy it, okay? If I place it here, and I say XL, this line, this line, this line, and this line, this is the drawing of my beam. Does that make sense? So now if I do like a line here and I do a line here, I can trim this, trim out of this, this, and this. And then this is my beam that I can paste it in there and should match exactly with the size that I'm doing. So in this location over here, this is the beam that I would be applying. Now, where do I place my beam? Do I place it here? Do I place it here? Where do I do it? How do I know that? You're gonna follow the ground levels that are here. So that's what I told you to extend. If you extend these lines there, you're gonna know where to place the joist, and you're gonna know where to start the beam. Does that make sense? And you start them in the same location. That's it. Cool? I'll give you more time to do it, and I'll continue soon. This would be the final.